It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. We got another video suggestion from one of you guys in the Discord community. So I think this one's probably Unruly Line 47 most likely, who also suggested this one. It is actually, so shout out to him. And this one is titled "Is Being a Complete Piece of Shit a Requirement for to play Survivor?" Now they say, "I just started playing Killer a few days ago and I'm obviously not that experienced. I'm also forcing myself to play MDR Spirit so I can learn proper tracking, just experimenting and trying to learn." So I'm not sure what MDR Spirit is. I might have to look that up just out of curiosity. So I just looked it up. It's actually mother-daughter ring. You know, haven't played Spirit in a long time because she's been constantly bugged with her audio, so it just makes it really hard for me to even care to play, you know, the game, let alone Spirit at all. As you guys know, I mean, it's beyond obvious at this point that the game is a shit show. But anywho, they say I get demolished 9 games out of 10 because I keep getting matched against SWFs with 50k hours for whatever reason. At one point I just gave up one match because I only had 2 hooks by the end of the game, so I just wanted to be done with it, go next. Instead of just opening the gate, he decided to hold the game hostage. Now notice one important aspect here, right? And this is something that, I mean, it's going to tie into what I've mentioned before. You know, if you want to learn Killer, that's up to you. I already have guides on the channel that when I did try to make videos for that, and it's like a whole course covering certain things about Killer, whatnot, so forth. But there's plenty of resources out there, of course, if you're really, like, you know, interested in like diving in to the experience. But regardless, notice that we have somebody who actively understands, like they're new to Killer, they don't have much experience, they want to learn, they want to get better. And what are they facing, right? The sweatiest, like most comp player type Survivor players trying to give killers a hard time, when 9 times out of 10, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? People are just trying to get better at the game. And I don't even recommend people playing the game anyway. But if you're going to like, you know, submit yourself to a humiliation ritual, at least go in with the right knowledge and the right mindset. And that's what I can appreciate about this post, is like they go in prefacing like going, look, I'm new, I'm just trying to get in there, it's hard, but you know, this situation right here is a bit unnecessary. And I do have to agree with that, because they're which is something I've experienced as well. And that's why I've constantly have mentioned on stream, like I just can't respect Survivor players that do this. Like and just in general, a lot of Survivor players do this, and that's why I can't respect that, because it's a bit unnecessary. Like when people are just trying to play the game normally and they're getting met with this stupidity that is a flaw within the game's design, because mind you, there's no abandon feature for killers. There's only an abandon feature for Survivor only, and then they can abandon whenever they want. So it's really weird to me, but let's continue. They say, I was clearly AFK as I walked away from my PC, came back 5 minutes later with them still standing at the closed gate, teabagging and flashing their flashlights. Yes, I know I can open the gates myself and force them to leave, but I was obviously AFK and they decided to just stand there. And yeah, like raise your hand if you've had to deal with this, right? Now, obviously 9 times out of 10, I would have to imagine probably all of you either watching or listening to this most likely have experienced this, because 9 times out of 10 there's just a higher likelihood of a Survivor player being a toxic piece of garbage, just more than a killer can. I mean, that's just how it is. One single killer cannot provide that much damage compared to, say, 4 of them together in a group. And that's where a lot of the killer anxiety will stem from, because you're dealing with 4 other players that all can equally harass you, whether it be endgame chat, whether it be through, like, you know, they find, whether it be your platform that you decide to post to, whatever the case may be. It could be your social medias, it could be your Steam profile, it could be your console account, whatever it may be. They will try to find you, they will try to harass you. So this is not an exception. Like, this is something that people have to experience for no reason. Like there's no reason for this to be commonplace in the DBD space, but yet it is, because it's Survivor players we're talking about. This is, a lot of them like to do this, and I'm not saying all, because there's plenty of great people that also play Survivor. But the problem is, though, is that like the bad apples ruin the bunch, and we get a bunch of like these bad apples everywhere. Like, so it's hard to say that you want to have something to do with apples at that point, when all you keep seeing are the rotten kind, right? So let's continue. They say, like, I effing get it, you're so good, have zero responsibilities and no job, just move the F on already. Exactly. I mean, that's beyond obvious, right? They say, genuinely, what's the effing issue with survivors? Why do you have to rub it in against an obviously inexperienced killer? Are you seriously that pathetic? And the answer to that question is yes, they are that pathetic. They don't win at anything else in life. They don't really win in anything else. So them getting handheld their way to a free escape on DBD, them being able to gaslight others, to be able to try to manipulate the narrative, to try to gaslight the killer players, and to get behavior to make changes to only benefit their free win streak and stuff like that, are going to be things that contribute to that sort of entitlement and that sort of toxicity. And of course they're that pathetic, because like I've said, they have nothing better in their lives. This win is the only thing that's important to these people, and making you feel bad because they feel bad inside is what their goal is, because they have nothing to live for. They have nothing interesting to talk about. They have nothing going for them, so they want to make others feel bad. And it's like, for what exactly? Because it's like, you can clearly tell when a player is new at the game. You can clearly tell, because especially as with the hours that I have, I can look at a killer player's gameplay, I can look at a survivor player's gameplay, I can look at a killer going against a survivor, and I can pretty much know exactly what level they're at. Just from looking at how they decide to control themselves, how they decide to use their ability, like where do they look, where do they go, how do they path, things like that. And that applies to both sides. And I can say with confidence, it's pretty easy to tell, especially if you are playing Survivor, if a new player is new. It's not that difficult to be able to see that. So if this person is trying to get better at a killer, what is the reason for trying to be so toxic to this individual when they don't know what they're doing? Like, you're making it even harder for new people to join the game, and you're making it harder for more people to continue to play the game for their selfish gains, I guess, because what other explanation could there possibly be? And what's ironic, I would say, about this discussion is when you bring up something like this with ego, Survivor mains will disgustingly and toxically try to claim that it's the killers that have this ego issue, or it's the killers that always want to get these free wins, and it's the killers that have all of this wrong with them. And we've covered a Survivor main creator in the past that equated slugging to that equated it to that kind of thing. We've also had a killer main LARPer who equated BM in the BM, you know what I mean? Like whether, like, you know, you could say like how teabagging is, like the WS, you could say, is equated to SA in real life. I don't know how, but this is genuinely a take that they've had. So that's just like the tip of the iceberg, you could say, when it comes down to this community. That's what they do. They conflate and they make up narratives, and they have this very strange perception of how people play killer for some reason. And we've even seen people in the past that have equated them to being some kind of predator because they decide to play the killer side. I don't get it. But I digress. Let's go ahead and actually read the responses here. So they say, I just started getting kind of decent at killer, and higher MMR survivors are so toxic. I will tunnel for a teabag though, and go AFK to waste their time if they know they're waiting to be annoying before they leave. Interesting that they're both sore winners and sore losers. I just assume it's teens, to be honest. You know what's ironic and hilarious is that it's not just teens. Like, there are grown-ass men that are like losing their minds over that. Grown-ass women, by the way, too, losing their minds. It's everybody. Like, it don't matter who. Like, grown asses, like, bro, like, still crashing out about the game, crying, losing their minds. Bro, people be pushing 40 crashing out in this game. You know what I'm saying? And trying to beg for these nerfs and things like that. You would be surprised, the people that play this shit. and it's insane. It's actually diabolical. Like it's like, bro. So this person says the sad part is when a survivor wastes your time, you're either hiding or bagging, they'll end the match and get another within a nanosecond. I'm the one who waited 5 minutes in queue as killer, so wasting my time is really annoying. I agree with that. You know, you guys have seen me on streams when I've played a match. It literally will take like 5+ minutes to get into a game just for the match to last about 5 minutes because the gens are so fast. So yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, right? So this person says you're getting some stupid comments, so let me step in as someone with more informed, balance, and honest takes. Yes, survivors are shitheads. If you want to give up a game, AFK at the gate, switch and open the gate once gens are done, then continue drinking your tea. If you can't because you went to take a shit instead, count with extra time to wait. Some survivors inevitably farm you for flashpoints or go cleanse totems and whatnot, which is true. They say this game has a very toxic culture that unfortunately it is what it is. It's normal to sometimes get mad, but if you want to hop into the cycle full time, you'll be better off quitting. Just be an adult, for fuck's sake. They say also if you start tunneling and slugging at this point when you're not experienced yet, you're just going to end up artificially inflating your MMR. I disagree to a certain extent. Understanding when and how to use the strategies is going to be important. Now, trying to spread hooks is also not the answer because you're still just going to be in baby MMR regardless, because people are going to escape more often than not. Now, some people choose it as a playstyle. That's perfectly valid if you want to do that. But you have to also kind of keep in mind that then you won't be experiencing what other people may be experiencing, and therefore that doesn't mean that their experience or your experience is wrong because you have different experiences. It's just it just so happens that you're just at a different level in matchmaking. That's just how MMR is. Like if you're focusing on trying to win, then of course you're going to go against people that are going to, on paper, you're going to go ahead and face people that are also trying to win. That's a part of the process. It's a part of how MMR kind of functions. It's not a perfect system, but it just kind of happens. If you win a lot, that just ends up happening. I've had to deal with that on Ghostface for probably like years at this point because I would win a lot on the character despite him being weak, despite me being as good as I am on the character. It's still very frustrating to lose anyway, but I would still win quite frequently. That I would keep facing people that also win a lot, and it's just very difficult and unfun. And that's why I've already retired playing Ghostface. I've retired all my mains, and essentially retired the game because of how unfun it is. So this person says, now listen to me, you're being a self-destructive idiot. Not because of playing DBD per se, but are you listening to yourself? Okay. They say forcing yourself into a playstyle when you're new, forcing instead of just experimenting and having fun learning. Letting out your anger from bad matchmaking, which is behavior's fault on survivors. Of course, it fucking sucks, but are you 5? There's no way all SWFs, and I don't trust your judgment because you don't have the experience. And it's fucking okay to not have the experience. Everyone starts that way. There's no way to have proof every time. I get it. You're exaggerating, but this game is 10 years old. What do you expect? It's a bad matchmaking. You should be mad at for it. The skill gap. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I do understand like what bro is talking about. It is a good point. Like when you are learning something, and this is something I've even mentioned a lot, and this is something that I've even been experiencing even recently with Marvel Rivals. Like there's a couple of new characters that I've gotten an interest in for a little while, and I wanted to try to like really dive in and learn it. So you guys already know I main a lot of tanks, so I'm like an Emma Frost main through and through. Like that's just my number one. But I also have been playing a bit of Venom, or I've been trying a bit of Magneto, or I'm trying a little bit of this other character, or I'm even been getting into Duelist. And specifically with Duelist, the most recent character that I really just have a lot of fun with and trying to learn has been Elsa Bloodstone, and I've been adjusting my settings to accommodate her playstyle and her weapons and stuff like that. I've also been experimenting with learning the combo, been trying to kind of just throw my abilities out and kind of get used to the feel so that I can then get more comfortable and with comboing. And I can say with confidence, when I first started playing her, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I can say with any character, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I do have some background in hero shooters, of course. But that's not like, I wouldn't say like thousands of hours or anything, like just a bit, you know what I mean? I would play it relatively casually, so I was like, hey, you know what I mean, it's fun. But when it comes down to it, like, I can't say I was an expert on Rivals when I first started, or I'm not even an expert even now. Like, I do have the background knowledge from playing like Rivals for about like 400 hours total, I think, at this point. And I can say with confidence that I've gone in and I've tried to experiment and see if I like the character, and ultimately you all start from somewhere. Now, that I can agree with, but if I was trying to learn a character by forcing myself to be like play in a certain play style, I don't think I would have ever mastered any of my characters, because that wouldn't have worked. Now, the first thing that I would have to say, well, at least when it comes to like a hero shooter specifically, like Marvel Rivals, is that like you kind of have to go in and look at what the character can do, and then experiment with those things, get a feel for how those abilities work, and then you look it up and go, okay, what is their playstyle and what do they do? And that's what I did. You know what I mean? That's what I did. I had just kind of tried it, kind of felt it out and see what would work. And that's when I was using Hella more like a sniper actually recently. And then I realized, wait, she does more damage closer than a sniper really does. So then I've been staying more closer, like medium range, to like really land a lot of damage. And I've been way more consistent with Hella since. Just as an example, the whole tangent was just basically because of that. They say, I don't know, man, maybe you're just playing against a bunch of jobless kids. You sound like that would surprise you. The culture is toxic. You'll meet cool people with this mindset. It's not gonna happen in the foreseeable effing future, for sure. Now, yeah, of course, like I constantly said, like there's plenty of cool people that play DBD, of course. But the problem is the culture, and the overarching thing that we need to keep in mind is that there is a gigantic amount of toxicity and toxic people that are part of the community. We've seen this happen around the 9th anniversary event. I believe it was the 9th anniversary. That they quite literally had a developer who dropped a quote that literally stated, "Oh, I don't like Skull Merchant either." And the amount of toxicity that went her way, like they were hunting her down on Twitter and stuff like that. They were trying to make fun of her appearance because she had like a profile picture of herself and stuff like that. And they went after her. They tore her apart. Like I think she was getting like death threats and stuff like that too. Like it was insane. I was like, yo, like this is a bit excessive. I'm like, bro, like she made an offhand comment and received that type of thing from this community. We've seen people losing their minds on flats, for example, for just criticizing the game by saying, "Oh, I don't want to play that game." Really, like very normal take to have, like, "Hey, the game's not fun. I'm not playing it." You know, yada yada. Massive backlash, for example. And then we'll have people that are big creators within this community that you already know who I'm referring to if you've watched my little series on it, that are actively defending the toxicity because, oh, you can't talk about the DBD community unless you're in the DBD community. It's ridiculous, to say the least. The culture in itself is toxic, and that's why I recommend people getting out of it. Just get out of it. Like you know what I mean? I don't even consider my own community on Discord even a DBD community. Like, I think it's just a space where all of us can come in and discuss our interests, whether it be like within books or movies or anime, TV shows, whatever the case may be, gaming, stuff like that. And that's really the goal. It's like you can go there and you can like anything. It doesn't have to be DBD slop that you're obsessed with. It could be other stuff that is worthy of discussion that's way more important. This person says, Pepper complain in this too much. Just keep trying. You'll get better. Look at pros and see what tricks they use. I'm a P100 Wester and Lori. I can tell you I play Survivor. I started bringing Gen Rush builds because Killer kept face camping, tunneling, or playing like their life depended on it. When I play Killer, I get Gen Rush, so I bring perks that destroy gens. It's a cycle that cause people to play a certain way. You just have to keep trying, move on to the next game. My counter argument to all of that is stop playing the fucking game. You'll be better off. Better off. Now, this person right here is saying, oh my god, just find something else to play with if they're this miserable. I'm like, you're the problem. You're the problem. Because they're so addicted to the DVD slop. Anybody who disagrees with the DVD slop enjoyment, anybody who's not addicted to DVD slop, is immediately just called crying, bitching, complaining, yada yada yada. I mean, you've seen the comment section in any video that disagrees with this. Oh, just load up a game, just play the game. Like, nobody's trying to play the fucking game. Stop. And then look, another one, another dumbass, right? Buddy, no one was a piece of shit. You went AFK during the match and are mad other people decided to use the time. They do whatever they like. Going AFK in the game is arguably a more piece of shit thing to do than just not leaving, farming BP or W/E. Like, all right, dumbass. Like these two are the problem. Like, this one right here is the problem. This one right here is the problem. These are the people I'm referring to. These people are the issue with the DVD community. Never is there any empathy, understanding, anything at all for what people are experiencing. It's just simply just as, oh, you're the problem, you stink, you're just play the game, just play the game. It's like, you can clearly see, like, bro is new to the goddamn game, or at least new to Killer. You can clearly see that. He says that at the very beginning of the game, of the post. But they're so up in arms trying to hard defend their favorite slop game. It's like, dog, you're just as low IQ. Like, you are also a dumbass. Like, you also need to stop playing this game. Because you feel so, like, motivated to try to shit on everybody else because they don't enjoy the slop. Like, or they're noticing that the slop ain't for them. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? And another one, same guy, like, pulling out his knee pads, ready to go. Like, buddy, you're the fucking problem, brother. Like, he wants to sit there and say, oh, you should just force them out. Like, that's not the fucking point. It's not the fucking point at all, actually. Sure, you can do that, but you're also asking to get BM'd the entire time, to get shat on the entire time as well. Like, it's not like it just ends it instantly. Like, they will stand there and continue to spam their crouch, like they're crouching, to make sure that you see that they escape. It's literally more than just, oh, you can just you did force them out. Low IQ. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, brother. It's like, come on now. Right here, this person says opening the gates doesn't necessarily force them out either. They say, I was giving a free match the other day. At the end, I opened the gate, post up the other gate. They all end up hanging around me at the closed gate. They just check around, being annoying, pointing, crouching, walking into me. All while the killer is running. I try hitting them to scare them off. I end up downing all of them in the closed gate. They weren't trying to open it either. I shouldn't have been able to do that with the other gate open. They're all 4 down, but no one has no either. He eventually gets up, jacks around, makes no attempt to pick up his teammates. They themselves make no attempt to crawl away. I down him again. He waits until it is too late, picks himself up, doesn't even try to escape. Timer runs out. I get a 4K. They turned a free match into a 4K. They intentionally threw it. I understand sometimes players will give you the kill. You're being friendly. This is not what it was. Yeah. I mean, what other proof that you need that these people are deliberately trying to make you feel bad for being new at the game? They're trying to make you feel bad for not knowing something. They're trying to make you feel bad for trying to experiment. They make you feel bad for trying to just learn. But the ironic part of that is that survivors by themselves are getting handheld, spoon-fed, babied, and diapered up by the behavior themselves. Like, you know, and it's insane. Because these people, these players are getting actively carried by not by their skill, not by their knowledge, not by their experience, not by their mechanical understanding or comfort with the game. It's literally just being handheld by the spoon feeding of the free buffs that they've received. Additional timers on hooks and pallet density, overtuned perks, overtuned healing speeds, gen repair speeds, second chance perks, if you want to even get specific with perks. Like, all of these things are in play. And this right here is another person that's a part of the problem. They want to say, oh, but if you force them out, they can't teabag. I'm like, they already are. They already are. What do you mean they can't? You're not going to remove their crouch button off their fucking keyboard. Or their mouse. Like, you're not going to do that. Like, oh, but if you force them out, like, they're still fucking standing there and literally spamming their crouch and clicking. What are you talking about? Just walk into them. I'm like, they will literally stand there and wait for you, buddy. What are you talking about? Like you're just as low IQ. Like you're not like some kind of pinnacle of intelligence because you sat there and said, "Oh, just do the obvious, forehead." Like that's not the fucking point. They're not saying that they can't fucking do that. Like it makes no sense. And it's wildly idiotic, like that people can sit there and just spout that out. It's very low IQ, and the thing is, even trying to explain it, you already know it's gonna make their cogs start rusting and losing their minds and falling off. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have their minds are gonna short circuit because thinking anything beyond dumb shit is literally impossible for them. It's ridiculous. I don't understand like why it's like this. I just don't get it. But regardless, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you want to check out the other channels that aren't DVD Slop, like the Video Essay channel and the Marvel Rivals channel, please go ahead and sub to those because we want to get those up there so we can actually start putting up those videos for you guys to actually see them when they come out. And consider becoming a member so you can support me directly on this channel at least. And also join on Patreon or even sub on Twitch. See you guys in the next one, of course. All right, we're gonna shout out all the members. So shout out Patreon Crow Vader. So shout out to Raz Makai, Cozy with Brando, Evil Blade 17 as well. Also Cargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Christian, and Crow Vader. Appreciate you guys, man. If you want your name read off at the end of every video, you can go ahead and become a member. With one of the tiers is the bonus you get. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.